Hello everyone and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby and I will be your guide for today. Today I'm going to dabble in a bit of tarot, do some channeling as usual, and I will also do some free chat bar readings at the end of this. I am an intuitive counselor and psychic reader. If you want to book a one-on-one with me, the link is down below. I also have a school called AMAKEL on Patreon. The link is down below for that too. And there's lots and lots of telepathic lessons and so forth and games. Okay, and we're talking hundreds now. Yay! I also have another YouTube channel and it is called Codes to a New Reality. Actually working on an older message that I did. A lot of my messages got lost because they're not lost, but they're on this channel. But they're like, from 5 years ago and that sort of thing. And there's I think there's over 500 videos. So on this channel, it's just crazy amount. And some of them are beautiful little messages. And those messages were really powerful. So I'm going to add another partition or whatever you call it on my Codes to a New Reality and remake these videos for that channel. So that's going to be part of that channel as well. They're all short videos on that channel anyway. So yeah, I'm working on one at the moment to do with missions, our missions. And if you feel you have a mission, if you feel that you are from somewhere else and you came here specifically for something in this time, and a lot of us did because of the huge shift that humanity is going through. Hey Wade, good to see you in the chat bar. So this message is a bit of a powerful one that I first started off with as I was sitting here. I did put in the intention that I'm going to do a tarot reading for whoever is watching this, that there is a message in it for them. And but I was also getting, interesting enough, other messages to do with fear of power. And I pulled through this message saying we fear power because we have forgotten our own, which then started reeling all these places in humanity's consciousness where they are fearing themselves. And I think that this is one of the things we need to clear up. Whether I do a full-on channeling on that specific topic or not, I will at least use that topic for this tarot reading. Because there's many situations that humanity has pulled themselves into, whether that be workplace, relationship-wise, friendship-wise. The reason why we get an anxiety feel from something when somebody pushes their problems onto you, in other words, attacking or whatever, is because you are feeling in that moment a little bit powerless. And we have to shift this, because if to go into these higher frequencies, and all of my messages are about ascension messages, then we need to address this fear that we have within us. And the fear is literally held within a logical mind. Our logical mind is the thing that doesn't understand our connection to all as equal, as a unified field of existence, source energy, whatever you want to call it, doesn't understand that. So it produces these, and because it's been asked to be in charge of everything, we've actually been programmed through school to only copy and paste things, which is what the logical mind loves to do. It's not been asked to validate our imagination, which is more of that intuition that is connected to everything as one. So because we poo-poo that side of ourselves, we then slip into this feeling of everything outside of us is either more physically or powerfully better than us. And that's not the story. That's not the truth of how it really works, because it's only because we agree to that it becomes our story. we decide that we are victims to something else outside of us. And we then act as that victim. We don't take the correct actions towards as if you weren't a victim. You only take the actions towards as if you were. And so humanity is then controlled by many that have pulled the illusion over them that they are more powerful because they have more money, because they are higher status. But really, at the core of everything, we are all energy, we are all love going on a journey in this physical body. And even if a physical person came up to you and was extremely powerful, you still have the power within you to shift the story and say, I don't agree with this within yourself, and say, by the will of me, show me a way out of this. Then you will get yourself out of it. Doesn't matter what scenario it is. Yeah, I've been attacked. I've been everything, physically attacked, spiritually attacked, the whole lot in my 58 years of living on this earth. And I have always found a way out of it. People have come up to me and tried to hit me, and I've just sat down on the ground and went, this isn't going to happen. And they get this close and they cannot go any further. So yeah, and I've been spiritually attacked as well. Anyway, so there might be something in this for you that you're in a position of feeling as a victim, or not as powerful, or not as strong as what your outside reality is showing up for you. So I think that there's a message there for somebody that like, how do I even get out of this? It's an impossible task. But the will of oneself is incredibly powerful, because when we realize, and if you've ever, I know most people haven't, but I've connected to source energy, and seen myself as oneness. I've felt it, and I realize everyone is at exactly the same equal level, and it's only the will of somebody that is actually directing how it all plays out. Okay, I had to at least get that out before we get into these other messages. Now, that's not going to be the whole message of this reading, but let's see what Tarot has to say for now anyway. There is something coming up for humanity where we're going to have to step out of that victimization and then figure out what it feels like to be in power of oneself. We have the King of Swords that's in reverse. Look at that. A powerful king that is acting as a victim. So yeah, there's something definitely here. Even the cards are showing up for this. A powerful king that's acting as if he's a victim. He's literally standing on his head. He has no stability, doesn't feel very good about himself. How can he wield that sword of truth, of speaking up for himself, if he is standing on his head? So yeah, and then with that came the Ten of Swords. We are coming to the end of this. Man, even the tarots are bringing this up. We're coming to the end of this whole mind game that we've had, that we've been a victim. It's been playing out in our minds. It's not reality. It's not the truth of who you are. If you are here, you are part of a higher consciousness. You are part of something that can change and shift your story just by willing it into place, by saying, I don't agree with this. I'm sorry. I don't know how I'm going to get myself out of this, but I am going to get myself out of it. In other words, the logical mind doesn't get it. It doesn't know how you're going to get yourself out of this, but you're going to get yourself out of it. And the more humans that do this, the more of us that do this, that say, no, this is not the way the story is going to go. I am not going to be controlled by some facet outside of me that says they are more powerful than me because they have more money, more status, more whatever. No, that's not how the story goes, because at the core essence, they are exactly the same energy value as you. You just haven't found the will within you to know that you are that at the same power, or you haven't figured out how to use your mind to say shish to things that you don't want and then create what you actually do want. We don't always know the way that it's going to turn out, but isn't it a better way to jump into the unknown quantity or place, isn't it a better way to do that? Leap off the proverbial cliff into an unknown place, then stay at the top of the cliff and keep getting whacked and hit and belittled. And isn't it better to just go, you know what, I surrender. But when we take that leap of faith into ourselves from our own will, if we say it for ourselves and say, I'm going to do this because I know I am going to feel safe at the end of this. This is where I'm going. I'm trusting the wind will blow me to a place that's going to feel safe. The winds of the story, the way that it's all going to work out. It's going to be fine. Okay, what else have we got from the tarot in this moment of time? I'm just going to carry on. Anyway, past that story, what else is happening? We've got the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands that's pulled up. Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Somebody's standing at the door and they are not allowing somebody to come in. Now, okay. The lesson isn't to fight the other person by proving that you are more powerful. The lesson is to know you are more powerful and so powerful that you can walk away and not give them any attention. What do they need? Anyone that is stretching outside of themselves to control the rest of the world are wanting the rest of the world to be in alignment with what they have decided, even if they're coming from a really rotten place. So when you say no to that story and you walk away and you say, no, I'm not giving you any attention whatsoever, my focus is on myself, my focus is on the ones I love, my focus is on this beautiful world, what we can create and all of that. When this man puts down his wand, he is more powerful than those that are coming at him. Now, you could say to yourself, well, if he puts down his wand, he has nothing to protect himself against these that are coming towards him. But that's why that's coming from a logical point of view within humanity's consciousness. We believe that everything has to be in a physical way dealt with. And that's not the truth. When the feminine power that is rising, the feminine power that knows how to shift the story, the feminine power that understands that it's source energy, it's collectively it can create something completely new, that feminine power also understands the power of love. And when we're faced off with another person and this other person has a lot of about them, what they're doing is they're not feeling like they have the backing or the support outside of them to feel like they have a place in this reality. So they are constantly forcing others to make them feel like that. But if you drop the wand and you just say, I love you, I believe in you, I feel you have a purpose in this world, then there's no reason for them to try to control you. It's a reverse kind of psychology, I suppose, but it's also the power of love, because everyone that is coming from their wounds is seeking something. They're usually seeking some sort of support they haven't given themselves. So when you show up with that, why would they want to hurt the one thing that's giving them what they're actually seeking for? And the reason why they're trying to control everything outside of them is because they feel like if they have all of that the physical people out there in a row doing exactly what their mind can handle, then they can handle their world. But that's an absolutely impossible task. It's never, ever going to happen. Even for those that are so-called in charge of humanity, they will always have somebody trying to stop them from being that sort of person. But it's not about the fight. It's about the will, and it's about changing up the story. They're bringing me to, and maybe people out there, somebody out there feels like they've been psychically attacked or something, and they're bringing me to this moment in time where I was absolutely psychically attacked. And because in that, before I was 50, I could see things that were coming towards me. I saw energies and all sorts, and I had an attack by a reptilian, figure. And it was quite, and it's almost like me going through an actual nightmare. I saw it coming towards me, it's shuffling its way. Every time I blinked, it was closer. I sat up, I said, stop. I could smell it. It was really off-putting smell. It ended up sitting on my bed. It ended up trying to grab me around my throat, and trying to put pills in my mouth to try to control me. Like, if you swallow these pills, I have control of you. And how I got out of it was I went within my power of my feminine power. And this is what we have been repressing, our feminine power. And I said to myself through my own will, I don't know how I'm going to get myself out of this, but I absolutely, and I believe that 100% will get myself out of this. This is not how this goes. And I really had that strongness about me. And then all of a sudden, this ball of light just shot out from between my heart and my solar plex, just shot out. And it made me lift into a higher vibration because I pulled myself, I suppose all of that, it's like everything came together within me to pull myself up as an observer out of that. And so he disappeared, this being disappeared. It could not come into the higher vibrations of my own will, knowing source energy, knowing God within myself. I could not go there. I don't know if you want to call it God or whatever, the universe within yourself. You could name it whatever you like. I don't care. Names are just labels to me. But it's a feeling. The feeling is the most important thing, and it was the will of myself. And then I ran outside, put my hands on the earth, and this is in the middle of the night. It was dark. And I went back inside and I went to sleep. And then I realized that's how much power I have. And I will not, this was at another person's place. They were having a lot of problems. They had so much problems with this entity that their little stovetop, their glass stovetop, cracked for no reason. It was really weird. But I just knew then after that they will be more afraid of me than I am of them, because I knew the will or the strength of my feminine power. And this is what's rising. And this is why the masculine has been in fear of that. But it's meant to be a collaboration with the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, not a fight against one another. This isn't about being better than or anything like that. The masculine holds the power and the understanding of creating this physical world. The feminine holds the power and the connection to source energy and the value of oneself from that place. So, I suppose we're bringing all of this up because some of us maybe there's something coming. Some of us are going to feel like a victim in this world. Maybe we feel like there's something outside of us that's going to make us feel smaller than who we are. All this stuff that they're trying to push out onto us, last-ditch effort of trying to control, that sort of stuff. If we as humans turn around and say, no, sorry, that's not the way the story goes, then it's going to change everything. And if you just do it from yourself, then it will change everything for you. So don't worry about the masses and stuff like that. That's another one of those programs that's pulled over us. We have to wait for the masses to come together. I believe if you shift your story from within you, then you will raise yourself out of the problem, and then you can go in and show others if you want to, how to get out. And they can see that you are out, that you're not being affected by that problem. And so it becomes, they're showing me that's the fire of it, or that's the wildfire that just, the energy shifts and transforms into something new for humanity's consciousness, because we've realized what we've been denying is very powerful. That feminine power is very powerful. It can shift stories just by us making a conscious decision of where we are going in this world. Yeah. So yeah, hey, Wade, I'm in shock. You made the storytelling too real because it was real. That's so funny. Yeah, but see, it's not about fighting, and even in our fairy tales, I think there's something. They're always fighting. Even Alice in Wonderland fights the Jabberwocky. I never fought anything. I tried. I had another issue because was born into a family that had an entity that was attached to it that was kind of driving us into a not nice place. And in the end, the only way that this was a shapeshifter entity, the only way that I could get out of this, because she kept entering into my reality, and I was scared. I was very scared when I was growing up and a child and everything. And the only way that I got out of it, and I tried everything. I tried to enter into my dreams and, electrocute her and everything. I tried everything. But the only thing, she just kept coming back because it's an outer thing. I was denying the power of who I really was. And me attacking meant that I was meeting her at her power. So the only way that I could get out of this was I realized I was more than that. I was love. And I had a very strong essence within me of that. So when I ended up in this dream just holding my hand out and saying, come with me. She was like throwing knives around and all sorts, and I was just like, come with me. Come with me. I know how to help you. And then she went, nah. And then I used that. Now, this is all within me. I used that inverted power of me that it manifested into this entity that I attached myself to through my family problems. It had followed my family problems, but when it came to me, I shifted it by offering my hand of goodwill, of I can help you. And it's ended up just turning around and saying, I don't want anything to do with you, because it meant if it came with me, I would rise it out of its negative vibration and shift it into a new story. This is the power of the feminine. This is huge power of the feminine. Okay, maybe we should, it's funny lately, I'm doing tarot, but it's like it ends up just being me and my stories and channeling. We have to be able to teach this to each other, though, the feminine power, because that's how we're going to shift the story. What else is coming up for this message? It's so funny because on the title of this message, I have the most beautifulest marshmallow. Oh, that's so interesting. Marshmallowy, pink, kind of beautiful scenario, very cartoony-like, and like a Wonderland kind of a scenario as the title image. And my father used to always call me Marshmallow because I was always crying, but he did not see the strength in my feminine power at all. He did not understand it, and he was trying to build my masculine side up. You have to toughen up for this world, that sort of thing. But now I'm starting to realize, well, I have for a long time now, actually, that I'm the one that can create, that can shift us out of this negative Nelly story by asking or guiding others into asking them, do you really want to keep following that story? Because, hey, we can imagine a new story over here. And do we want to play their games of power and taking control of each other? Or do we want to offer what they're actually after? And what they're after is support and love, and knowing that someone on this planet is happy for them to be here and in a loving way. Anyways, so I want to keep on going with the tarot and seeing what else comes up. We have the King of Cups that's come up. It's funny because the Page of Cups has the fish in the cup. And they always, at tarot readers, say things like, oh, you've been offered a gift, and this is a naive thing, but, or the page can represent a new beginning. It can also represent naivety. And I'm seeing that the fish are down here swimming at the bottom of this king instead, and he has the cup. But he's like, I can always reach for that power if I need to, that psychic power if I need to, because fish can represent psychicness, intuition. I don't need to to have it, keep. It's like, okay, I see what they're saying. The practicing something. We get into these grooves. Even with spirituality, we have to do it a specific way. And if we do that, we are causing an outer disharmony, because if the circumstances change, then we feel disempowered and we can't connect to our intuition. It's okay to start off with something like to remind your logical mind to just shush. Like, they're bringing me to whenever I started channeling, I would light a candle. And I would go, whenever that candle is there, that means my logical mind knows it has to shush for me to be able to channel the messages through. And so it allows for me to have connection to the benevolent beings, my ancestors, or whatever. Now I'm house sitting a lot, and I don't know if these people would really, appreciate me with a candle that, can cause problems. And like at my home, burn a hole and something, and, a spark would fly off, and I can't afford that to happen in a place like this. So I've just decided, I don't need forgo the candle. I do have my crystals and that sort of thing, though. But even if they were lost, I know absolutely 100% I don't even need them. Like, this has to come from within us. The king knows that it has to come within us, the heart space, and understanding that we're not controlled by an outer circumstances, even if it's something that we've put in place for ourselves. Saying all those religious kind of connotations, saying Hail Mary 30 times and then you're forgiven and all that sort of stuff, it's all outside of us. It's not, we believe it, and so therefore it is manifested as something that does work because we believe it. But if we get to the point where we are just a walking, talking, beautiful power source connected to source energy at any given moment, doesn't matter. There is it's not necessary to have an outside thing like tarots. And so I do tarots because I think it's a bit more fun. That's about all. I don't need them, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do the channeling on Tuesday without them and that sort of thing. Oh, thank you saying that you love my Christmas tree, because I'm house sitting, I went out to the shops and I bought a $10 Christmas tree. It's a bit spindly, and I threw some really beautiful decorations on it, and now I'm like, oh, it looks really pretty in the background there. So thanks for noticing that. Hey Sky, good to see you, and good to see you, Cherie. Kathy, good to see you. Goosebumps. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on with these messages. So we are way more powerful than what we've been given ourselves credit for. Once we take control of our minds and understand that there is another way out of, and take our will back, we can shift whatever story we like. We are the central point of existence. You are your central point of your existence. I am my central point of my existence. What do you want to become? Who do you want to be in this world? And this is what we have to come back to. And it's really important at the moment. These messages are becoming very powerful because of the shift that's coming. We've got Atlas 3i coming towards it. We've got all sorts of things happening. And I think they come around Christmas. And what I remember specifically having this conversation in my head last year going, if you're going to come around humanity, make it a beautiful holiday, because we're already in fun land. We're already, you know, most of us, a lot of us, and at least it's more of a majority, swings towards that lighter side of things. I know some people don't like Christmas. I understand that. They've had problems and that, but it's just a better time rather than a time where we're all in fear and that sort of thing. And this is why the outside of us is trying to do the last ditch effort of, we want to control you with other things. I don't even want to mention the other things. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some big, huge shifts coming towards us. And how do we want the story? Who do you want to be in this story? That's redeveloping, because this is a time for us to use our imagination, because they've held, the other's powers has been holding it hostage, remember, by saying you have to follow what we say because we hold all the money. Who cares about money? If we turn around and say we don't even need money anymore, we've already got the tools, we know how to do the actions, we know how to create physically outside of ourselves. It's not about money, it's about sharing, caring, and looking after those that are in need around us in the neighborhood and all that sort of thing. Everything can shift, and they have no power over us whatsoever. It doesn't matter if they have a billion, trillion, if pieces of gold in the freaking vault or whatever. It's not going to help us be fed. It's not going to be it's not food. It's not what nature brings freely towards us. And nature gives us food, water, shelter, the ability to create shelter. It's already there for us. We just have to unite and collaborate and share and care. That's all we have to do, is step into the compassion of ourselves and realize we can change the story, and we can create some pretty friggin' awesome things, because we also have the wisdom of what the logical mind has figured out on how to work with electronics and all sorts of other things, holograms, and all. It's getting closer and closer to meeting in the middle at source energy and understanding. We also have the ability to be able to manifest things through light ourselves without any tools outside of us. And that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. A dark shadow shifted towards your right hand side. Pray, hope, joy. No, sorry, I'm not even going there. Right, let's see what else is coming up for the tarot. We have 8 of Cups. So walking away from a reality that you're not really compatible with anymore. You've had a go at it. You've done your best. It's time to move on. This person is moving on. So we need to be able to shift out of something. We need to walk away from something. Now, this could also be a way that you're thinking in your head. How is your mind thinking, and what you're actually going to figure out in your mind. Who's going to have more power over you, or are you going to have more power over it? What sort of thoughts are you going to have more power over as well? That sort of thing. Learning to still the mind and live completely in the moment is going to help you no end through this transition. Learning to still the mind. Because when your mind is still, then you have access to the feminine power, the imagination, the ability to shift the story. You're living more in a present place where presents can be literally gifted to you, that sort of thing as well. Yeah. Look at that, Page of Cups on its head. And so funny, because I brought up the Page of Cups when I saw the King of Cups. So we're turning this naivety of looking outside of ourselves for all to show us who we are. It's not about what's outside of us to show us who we are. It's about us becoming the awareness that we are everything. The position that you're at, everything outside of you and everything within you is you. It is all of you. This is a hard concept to really understand by just the logical mind. the intuitive feminine mind knows about it, because it sees everything as energy. And when we leave this existence, when we leave this avatar, this body, everything that you've gone through is held in a memory bank in your logical mind, and it flushes through into your right hemisphere. It goes into your soul. And that's why you have these recalls of your whole life, just as your life's flashing by you, just as you pass over. And then that, whatever that is an energy field that's shifted your soul into understanding how to work in this practical playing field, in this reality. So when you understand that the soul is the thing that carries it along, and so then you can even play it out in the etheric worlds. You can create this all over again, but you're still in an etheric world. It's really bizarre because you know how to work with the physical world. So you manifest things in your other world, but you're not actually alive. Time is completely up the wop too, because you're more understanding. It's really interesting what they're showing me. It's like you can create it, but you know where you are. You're not so bound or stuck. You're not so limited. I wonder where that's going. Anyway, very interesting. Yeah. So when we start to realize that side of ourselves while we're actually in the physical form, while we're actually alive, then we can, that's how we can shift the story, because in that etheric world, we shift the story very quickly. It's like snap of the fingers. You know, we have it in our fairy tales where a so-called godmother would snap fingers and bippity bobbity boo, you have, Cinderella's beautiful carriage. Well, that can actually happen while you're actually alive, when you are in line with your feminine power, which we have been repressing for so long now. Humanity's been repressing for so long. No one would be more powerful than you. Even when I was taken in my dream to these higher frequencies, and I lived in a world for a moment that was, my house was on a mountain. We were telepathic, telekinetic, we were everything. It was like my mind was completely clear. That was the biggest thing that I noticed, absolute clarity of my mind. There was no hoo-ha in my head whatsoever. But when I was in that place, that there was still physical. You could still manifest the physical. That's how you felt from it. It's coming from you. Yeah. So anyways, I think they're wanting us to bridge these things together. The physical world and the etherical understanding of ourselves together. And this is what's shifting humanity into this higher consciousness. Animals actually live in these places. They don't just live in, it's really interesting. There's so much more that we're going to expand into. Okay, I'll just see what else comes through with the tarot. I'm going to get another deck. Do I want that one? Do I want this one? We'll have this one. I'll show you. We'll bring some, I'll show you through. Hey, Celtic, good to see you. Okay. Don't know what went on there, but oh well, I'll let it go. So one has fallen, exhaustion in reverse. See, the reason why a lot of us are feeling this exhaustion is because we're in our heads too much. When you're in your logical head too much, you're trying to predict you're trying to make it, how can I control the story? How can I figure out a way out of this and all that sort of stuff? And when you're in your head too much, you become physically exhausted. It's because if you are in a tension within your mind, it will somehow it will be on your body as well. Some part of your muscles on your body, depending on what the thought is, actually tenses up. If it's to do with support, your back will start tensing up. If it's to do with, I need to, I'm not nurtured enough, your arms, something will happen with your arms. If you feel like you're carrying too much, you know, doing too much in this world, your shoulders start to ache. I mean, it's all a reflection of who you are. So you feel exhausted because the mind cannot keep going on the way it's going in these higher frequencies. It will burn it out real quick. This is what they call the fires. We're going through the fires. And if you've been following me for the last month, I've been talking about the solar flares coming and everything, and then the solar flares are coming, and that's like, and they're still going to keep going. And I told everyone they were still going to keep going. It wasn't the end of it. And they are. And so we're going to keep, it's like source energy and its infinite power is sending us new love, higher frequency vibes, but we have to match it. We have to come within us, and our mind is saying the logical mind doesn't know absolutely everything. We have to leave a space for our intuition and our imagination to play a part of the story. And that's where you just living in the moment is just going to relax you. You're not going to feel exhausted anymore. So the exhaustion can come because we're too much in our heads, and then it plays out in our body and in our astral field and stuff like that as well, they're saying. So we have, harmony. This is where we're going. This is what we're needing to come into at the moment. And there's two dolphins because there's two hemispheres of the brain that needs to be able to connect to the heart. Look, she's connecting to the heart. It's cool. Yeah, and once she finds that connection where everything meets at the point of love, creation, authenticity, everything meets at those points. There's not a word for the whole thing, but I can say the three words: love, authenticity, and and connection. Is something to do with that. We all connect together, like within ourselves. I now acknowledge my masculine mind and what it's been bringing, you know, how it's created this physical world. Thank you so much. I also acknowledge my imagination. You are not airy-fairy. You have a part to play. My intuition, my feelings, you can connect to my feelings and you can give me more wisdom. I also connect to my heart, and that's connected to my heart, which is love itself. Moving through this life as that love. See what else comes up. There's so much more wanting to come up. Do we take that? No, it's too many. It's like 6 cards all fell out together. Okay, here we go. We have celebrations. This is where we're going. Okay, now we're getting into the juicier stuff that the actual title of this, the actual picture image in the title is coming up to. This is where we're going. Celebrations. Oh my God, freedom. We're not looking for freedom outside of us or tell someone to tell us that we're free. We are finding it from within us. We are celebrating. Look at that Lover's card on the love, meeting at the middle, the heart. Sacred geometry, all the wisdom with that sacred geometry in the middle there. The other card that fell out was suppression. So you see, this is an intense feeling of feeling suppressed. That card fell out. Then we had, I think these two came out together. So which one are you going to choose? So which one are you going to choose? But they are telling me with the suppression card, diamonds are formed with pressure. And so you might feel some sort of pressure. You might have to go through that pressure before you start to release. It's like, I can't do this anymore. And that's the jump off the proverbial cliff into the unknown space of, I can't try to figure this out logically anymore. Logic is not going to help me in this new story. I have to release it. So you might get to the point where you feel really, really like just I can't do it anymore. And then you just surrender to, well, I've been in situations in my life where I've just gone, Okay, team, take me. Take me now because I can't handle the stress. This is just too much for me. Take me. And then a wind will blow up and then I'll be like, oh, actually, that feels better. Just because I surrendered to literal death, I surrendered to completely letting go of that, of my thoughts, of the problem, of everything. That's where I found the diamond in the rough, where I found the celebrations coming through. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, let's open up the chat bar for some free readings. If anyone wants a free reading now as I pack up, and I'll just get one more card from the animal deck. I know it was pretty depth. It was a lot of whoa, pretty, going in. I don't usually do that, as you know. I like to focus on the good stuff, but if we don't bring this up every now and then, we kind of fear around the negative stuff. As soon as you have fear around it, it's controlling you. So, well, bring it up, and it's what's needed in this moment, and that's what I trust with my guides. So I brought it up. All that hoo-ha. Okay, if you want a reading, oh, look at all those yes pleases. I'll just get one more animal card for just to wrap this up. A message from the animals, please. And then we will do a free chat bar. I love it when they pump that. Patience. Oh my gosh. Heron. I was just saying to somebody in another reading that I was giving, a one-on-one reading that I was doing, and I said everybody in the tarot deck wants to see the abundance card, but they don't want to see the patience card. But patience is a really surrendering kind of a place, and patience with tension isn't really patience. You're not being patient. If you're still in your head and you're still playing games, real true patience means that you are in the mode of surrender. You are the master who sits and goes, I meditate even though I know that somebody's coming towards me with a sword. I know 100% that I'm in line with my will, and my body will automatically stand up and strike the right pose to protect me. That's how true patience is working. That's what I'm getting from that. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So that's the final message. Wrapping that up. Okay. Let's get my other tarot deck for free chat bar readings. Tama. TYSM Bobby. I'm taking it as a divine sign that you're pulling from the animal deck. Okay. Oh, okay, Sarah. I'll come back to you with you've got a kitten that's lost. You escaped 3 nights ago, and I can only tell you the truth of what I feel just with that one. So if I feel like he's gone, then he's gone, but I'm not feeling into it at the moment. I'm just letting you know. Okay, Tama, if you're not ready for the truth then of what I'm feeling. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Tama. Tama. Oh, you got a good one. You got the Emperor. Ooh. Are you working at something and you want it to work so much? You're working at something. There's something that maybe to ground, or you're going to be asked to ground something in this world that's going to be kind of in line with your soul, something that you really wanted to do, because this person's working quite hard at what he's doing with the pentacles, like manifesting in the actual practical playing field in this world. And the Emperor is someone who's in charge, and they know how to deal with this practical world. He's got the gold. He's understanding how it all works, abundance. So maybe I feel there's something. I'm just seeing if tapping in and seeing if there's something that. What's that feeling? It's really interesting. It's like I feel like your mind's been taken by something else, but they want you to come back to practical solutions, practical ways of dealing with something. You've got this, you've already learnt this in past lives. You're just going the wrong way about it. Yeah, I'll leave you with that. That's kind of weird feeling, actually. Okay. Sorry, Tama. I'd have to go really deep, I think, with that one. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Sorry. Okay, who else we got? Celtic. And then I'll do Sarah next with the kitten, so I get that out of my head. Celtic. Celtic, Celtic, Celtic. How can we have the same cards coming out? I'm going to shuffle again because literally the same cards are coming out. It's so weird how that happens, right? They'll come out again if they're meant to. Okay. Come on, Celtic. Celtic, you have Palace of Swords. Palace of Swords, this is the only deck that has a palace, which is to do with environment. Swords is to do with the mind. And you are learning to create a new environment around you by shifting and changing the way that you're thinking about things. Asking you not to focus on what you don't want, obviously, like my messages always say. But and learning to work with your mind, you are going to bring in a whole new stability in your life. It's all going to work out for you. Like your dominoes are going to be put in a row because your mind is put in a row. Nah, I don't like that end result. Okay, I'm not going to listen to it. Can I master my mind enough to create something else and imagine something else happening over here? Because it's going to actually become your environment in the end. It will manifest. Like maybe even practice with this sort of thing where you go day to day and say, I'm going to manifest, I don't know, you can choose whatever you like. I'm going to manifest seeing a duck. I'm going to manifest, you could use feathers and you can use coins. You can use things that are very simple and easy and basic for the logical mind to actually handle, but you can up level it even more and say someone's going to give me a gift, or I'm going to manifest this bill go away, or whatever, this bill, the money comes in for it easy, and that sort of thing. There's something about you learning to manifest through your mind and create an environment for yourself. Okay. Who else have we got? I'm going to go to Sarah. I'm really needing to know. Yes, thank you. So she really wants to know. Now, please take this. They're telling me there's an intuition within you that they want you to get to as well. This can be a powerful lesson for you to use your own intuition. I can give you my feelings on it. And then we'll see, I can pick a divine, Godspeed, divine timing card for you to see if there's timing here. Kitten, kitten, kitten. I think somebody else might have taken, been feeding it somewhere else in a neighborhood or something. I think it was hiding for a couple of days. And then I feel like it meowed and then somebody heard the meow. It might have even been taken. Yeah, I think somebody else has started to feed it, which is a good thing. But then you're going to have patience here and trusting that it's going to come back to you. Maybe walking down the street one day and all of a sudden you're like, somebody else is holding the kitten, and then you go, oh my God, that's my kitten, that sort of thing. Because that's literally, that's what the story they're bringing me to when I was a kid, when that's actually happened to me. So yeah, I think that you will, but they want you to release the stress of it. And you can only find the intuition of it if you release the stress of it. And this is a really good exercise for you to learn to release stress so that you can be in touch with the knowing. And then you just, when you let go of something, they showed me when I lost a crystal in a forest somewhere, and I was like, no, I really, 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 really love that one. And then I thought, there's no way I'm going to see it again, because like I was in a park, there's no way. And then I just released it. When I released it out of my head, I'm like, okay, I surrender. It's that surrendering that they want you to get to. Then it was only a week later, I was just walking home. See, I completely forgot. I just went, it's okay, it's safe, it's fine. And then, like, imagine your kitten fine. And then I just walked through that same park to go home, and voila, I found it underneath the tall grass, which was just incredible that I did. Okay, I'm picking a divine timing card for you. So take this with a grain of salt. They are cards, but I'll put the intention in that when the kitten comes back. When the kitten comes back. I feel like it's okay. I think it wasn't for the first few days. Divine timing. Are they going to give me one? I don't know if they will give me one. Maybe that's something that they want to leave for you. Oh, just as I said that. We have two here. Don't wait around. No way. See, this is the surrender that I was feeling into for you to learn this lesson, because I think that when you surrender, you really, truly surrender, you're going to have it come back. And then it says in February. God, that's a long time. We did have a cat missing for a year, I have to admit. But that wasn't that cat that I was talking about. Okay, that's what I've got. Wow, I'm relieved. I've literally gotten the same knowing of being at somebody else's house. Amazing validation. Yay! So happy for you. Yay. Glad I can help. Really, that's what I'm here to help. I'm here to help relieve your mind. That's fantastic. Okay, who else do we have for a reading? Let's pick a card for Naomi. Naomi. I'm going to get those ones again. Naomi. Oh, one just popped out at the top there. We have the King of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, mind work again. Here we go with the mind work again. And this is the challenge for humanity. We've mastered the physical side of life. I mean, maybe not personally, but I'm talking about the overall consciousness of humanity. But damned if we've mastered our mind. Our mind has been taken hostage. And this is why we keep creating the problems that we've got and allowing other people to be in charge. So that I think that the message that I have for the general reading about, it goes pretty deep and might be for you as well. So something to do with learning to control the mind, to be able to control everything. You mastering your mind in this moment of time. If you're waking up and your mind's in a real mode, then distract it, until you can get the hold of really being able to focus and change it. Like, we really want to get to the point where we don't have to distract ourselves. We want to get to the point where we can say no to that thought, and we can produce a new vibration and a new thought that we align to. But, it could be a little bit of a ways before that happens. So distract is a good way, because you don't want to keep that story going. That's a negative story that you don't want coming into your reality as a strong groove in your brain, in your mind. So yeah, this is a good time for you to be able to learn to control your mind. Okay, and now we've got Sky. 5. 3 of Cups, working well together with other peoples. I know you're going to be really happy with this card because I know a little bit about your story. So that's celebrations, working well with other people. And there's 3, right? Need I say more for you? I think you're going to be happy with that right there. I'm going to leave that with you. That's cool. Okay, I'm kind of, there's so many chat in the chat bar at the moment chatting, so I've lost the best card. It is the best card. I knew you would love that card. Come flying out. And it's so funny because I was shuffling and I said sky. And when I said sky, it plopped out in front of me. So, ta-da! Okay, Liz. I might have missed somebody because the chat bar's gone a bit fast. Liz, if I have missed you, just throw your name down the bottom. Liz. We have a lot of this is coming up. The 8 of Coins, like almost like, oh God, I'm working at that so much. And is it ever going to come to fruition? It's almost like something soul-wise that you want to do. And is it ever going to really manifest in this world? Ah, wow. 9 of Cups. That's pretty good. Yes, it will. So that your 2 cards. 9, it fell out together. So the 9 of Cups is wishes come true from the heart. Like, oh my God, my heart feels fulfilled now. So this is definitely whatever you've been working on is to do with your soul contract, a mission, something that you really needed to do or you wanted to put in place, or you decided you're going to create this is going to be really good for the world or something like that. Or something for your family or something really good for your environment, something to do with that. And now it's saying, yes, you will be fulfilled. You will be. And I know you've probably been working quite hard a lot, but we sometimes have to get to the end of that. Just keep going and trust. And I just keep asking you to trust. They're bringing me to a feeling of if you just keep holding on to the faith and the trust, it will absolutely come into manifestation. The physical world is a slow vibration. It can take a bit of time, but it will absolutely, and especially if the rest of the world is against what you're doing, but it will come into manifestation. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. You're welcome, Naomi. Kathy. Kathy, we have 2 cards that came out for you. We have the 8 of Cups, walking away from something, and the High Priestess, which is nice. So walking away from how to logically do things, I would say, will bring you more in line with your feminine power. There's some sort of feminine power wants to come out with you, and understanding what that actually means for you, and understanding of how you can actually work with that in a day-to-day sort of a way. We know how to work with the logical mind. We plan, we write down, we create lists, we go through the scenarios and we do it over and over and over again so that it's always the same. That sort of thing is all logically based. Feminine power is I let go of the list, I let go of the stories, I trust from myself that it will absolutely happen, and I don't know how it's going to happen. It's a totally different way of creating. We can merge the 2 together and we can create something beautiful, but they are asking you to walk away from something in order for you to find the priestess within yourself, the true, there's this power that wants to come through. Okay, guys, I will leave it there. Love you until next time. And look out for my new mission codes. There's like these, I've added more to this video. It's a recreation of a video to do with if you feel like your mission was, your past life was from the Atlantis, Lemuria times, what that mission statement is, or from other off-world places, or you were a witch or a warlock or whatever. You were here on life in this world holding codes, whether you're from the elementals, all of those. I'm adding to them, and I'm creating a new video and putting it up on my Codes to a New Reality YouTube, my other YouTube. So if you want to go have a look at that, that will be probably posted in the next couple of days. So love you guys so much. Don't forget to join AMAKEL School too if you haven't. It's free to join. There are a few free games and stuff, but if you did join, you'd get like 100. So there's just heaps. Love you guys so much. From my heart to your heart, have an absolutely fantastic weekend. Bye.